Hello, hello, hello.
What's going on, man? How we feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Feeling like episode 23. How you feeling?
Can't complain, brother. Blessed. Another week. You know, we here. Grateful to be alive. Grateful to be able to have a platform to talk on, man. So I'm excited, bro. I'm feeling good, man. Ready to take on another week. Looking forward to this upcoming Labor Day weekend.
Shit,
Got my High Rocks race coming up, man. So I'm trying to get my mind
shit.
right, bro. Trying to
Boy,
get locked in, bro.
doing high rocks. Okay. Let the people know what's high rocks. How you been prepping for that? Preparation is key.
Yeah, man. So like I said, I know I'm sure people that listen to this, like around our age, they probably know what High Rocks is. But like I said, this is my first time doing any type of race or event, like athletic event or anything like that, competition. But put simply, like High Rocks is like a you can think of it as like a CrossFit hybrid athlete event for everyday gym goers. But it's not as like I wouldn't put it in the same bucket as being like as challenging as like a half marathon or like a Iron Man. It's nothing like that, but it is definitely for like for someone who doesn't really like it's something to like train for just to get your mind right. So it's an eight. I believe I want to say it's an 8 kilometer run. So it's about like right under like 5 miles total, but it's separated by like 8 stations at between every 1 kilometer interval. So as an example, like you'll start the race, you'll run a kilometer, you'll do a station, right? And so the stations, they aren't super like crazy, but the whole point of the race is to like have like to be like have enough endurance to get through each station without getting fatigued and messing your time up. So there's like, you like I said, you run a kilometer, you do something like a skier. It's like the exercise. You're pulling down the ski ropes, like with the high resistance, and you're doing that. You do that, boom. It's also separated. So it's like there's singles races and there's also double races. So I'm doing a doubles race. Me and my line brother Jaden, we're going out, like I said, to DC, compete with a lot of other folks that we know, and so you want to get to it. And then it's a bunch of other stations like a sled push, a sled pull, broad jumps, burpees, wall balls. So it's like these stations that don't seem super hard, but it's like you got to think about when we were running all these miles and you trying to go like at competition day speed. It is easy to get fatigued and tire yourself out. So for me, it's been like this. I've really been training for like I'd say like training seriously probably for like 2.5, 3 months. But it's been a lot of cardio, bro. It's been a lot of cardio, a lot of running. And low key, like the progress I've seen with like my body and just my endurance and just like how I feel like, regarding like being fit and feeling like, like energetic, bro. Like I think I'm gonna probably have to like change my training regimen, bro. Cause like before all I was doing, bro, I would just go to the gym, just lift weights. I might hit an incline walk here and there, bro, but I think I might have to just start training like a hybrid athlete, bro. Like I used to hate running. I really didn't like it because like I mean it hurts. Like I don't like to run. I don't like to run for no reason. Like but like to be honest, like since I started training for High Rocks, bro, like I was banging out 9 minute 8:30 miles. Like for 1-2 miles, I couldn't even finish a 5K without like stopping my time for like 5 minutes trying to catch my breath. But now because I've been running so consistently, bro, I think this summer alone I have like over 200 miles like done on my Strava. So it's like now like I said I did a 5K yesterday. All my 5Ks now like at my worst 5Ks be like 7:30 minutes. Like now I'm doing like 7:15, 7 minute, right under 7 minutes, 22, 21 minute 5Ks. And like I've just built on that all summer. So I'm gonna definitely try to keep it going after High Rocks goes. I don't want to just, train up and then get like fat after. So probably gonna try to get into some hybrid athlete training and then probably pick up another hobby, just to keep my time because like going to the gym doing the same thing can get boring quick. So I'm trying to just keep myself excited. Yeah, man, that's a little
That's
bit about
facts.
about High Rocks and what we got going on. So it's coming up next Thursday, Labor Day, right ahead of Labor Day weekend. So yeah, hopefully you guys will. Hopefully we do something. We make some noise.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Everybody, support. Cash card check is accepted to support the efforts.
Yeah, man.
Much
Yeah,
appreciated. But no, I
yeah.
think you highlighted a great point, man. You highlighted a point. Hybrid training. We always got to be, just be a chimera for lack of better words.
You gotta be an
For some
athlete,
people,
bro. Like,
you gotta be an athlete. Like all the training, like that's why a lot of people they wonder why, they just hit the gym, they're not really seeing changes or they still feel bad. It's like, bro,
mhm.
lifting weights is not like
that,
it's
that's one
great,
that's
but you
one
gotta
piece
do
of
it
the puzzle,
with
bro. Yeah, facts.
Exactly.
Fact. It's one piece of the puzzle. It's like if you're not, because for the longest, bro, I was doing lifting all the weights in the world, but it's like one aside from it's your diet, bro. The diet is the biggest thing. If you don't change that diet, if you don't stop, like, bro, I had to cut out like so many things. Like I said, I don't think I was eating bad, but like I have a lot of like a couple things that are like I said, I have a sweet tooth. Like, I'll eat fast food. Like, but since I've cut out like a lot of the fried foods, the sweets, and really just kind of like been monitoring like what I'm eating, when and how often,
Mhm.
it's become a lot easier kind of like manage, not like eating anything because I'm like, you can train all you want, but if you don't, also train in the kitchen, it's none of your results are going to show. So, yeah, it's been a pretty rewarding couple months so far. So we
Sleep
almost
too.
there, but we're not finished yet.
Yeah, you got to sleep too. All y'all are not
Oh
David
yeah, yeah,
Goggins.
facts. Yeah,
Y'all
you
y'all
got to
not
get your eight
running off
hours,
4 hours of sleep and then hitting a 30 miler. Nah.
bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was low key on that for a little minute, man. I thought I was trying to be like the man, bro. Trying to like, I was going to sleep at 12, 1, trying to get back up at 5, bro. Hit the gym, do a whole work day. I was like, nah, I gotta get my sleep. Yeah, like do not like that is not an exaggeration, bro. Like I used to think like sleep was not overrated. That sounds so ignorant, but like I guess I undervalue just how important it is, bro. Because like having a fresh like recharge, like fresh 8 hours, bro, it changes the trajectory of your day. Like just like like chemically, like from your brain signals to literally how you feel, like mood. Yeah. So definitely, I've been trying to get to bed at an earlier time, a lot more consistently when I can. The only thing that kind of ever keeps you from going to bed at the same time every day is work. Like it's just trying to finish stuff. But yeah, nah, yeah, that's a great point,
Mhm.
bro. You got to get to sleep. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. It's a lot that goes into it. And all our young listeners out there who are like, high school, whatever, trust me, you might be able to do it now. I remember, high school back in the day, you go to sleep at like 1, 2, 3 a.m., pop up again at 5,
Telling you.
keep it pushing. It don't last long. It's not good for you. For all my people who say, "Oh, I function better off 3 hours," no, you don't. Everybody's exact sleep time that you need is a little different. Everyone doesn't function best with 8 or 7. It's a little different for everybody.
Yeah.
But you know that feeling when you wake up and you have really good sleep and you feel a little sluggish sometimes. I think
Yeah.
it's just I'm not a doctor, but sometimes just different stress responses.
Hmm.
That's why sometimes you might be able to pop up with 4 hours of sleep because you never really went to sleep. Your body's stressed, so just get up.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But
facts. Like it's yeah. Go to bed, people, please.
facts. You know what else need to go to bed? Chasing stocks, man. Chasing stocks need to go to bed. Obviously not literally, right? Still invest in stocks, but I think a lot of people you might have heard about these things called ETFs. We've talked about them for a while. ETFs stand for what are they
Exchange
called?
traded funds.
Exchange trade. Okay, yeah, I should have known that off the top of my head. But there's an ETF boom going on. So you might have heard it from other creators. There's I forgot the number, but there's like 1,000 ETFs that are going to be created in 2026 alone, or 3,000. There's a lot of them. And essentially, what that is a managed fund that invests in stocks for you. So let's say if you have an ETF that holds Google, Microsoft,
Yeah.
Amazon, Meta, whatever, like it tracks those and plays a part in it. But what I want to talk about specifically is a company called Roundhill
Hmm.
ETFs. A lot of people might have heard of them with a memory ETF called DRAM. That's DRAM. I will say it's a little bit expensive. They expect ratio about 0.65% when you buy it, but yeah, essentially they hold different things. And if you go to Roundhill's website, they have a bunch of theme ETFs. But for DRM like or DRAM, their holdings and they get you exposure to things like Samsung, Micron, SK Hynix, Seagate, SanDisk, Western Digital, and you can
Hmm.
chase different areas. I know Malcolm, I know you probably have a good amount to share about this or like
Yeah, no, for
Round Hill in
sure. So
general.
like, yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, Round Hill is definitely like I think taking and to your point, you also did make a good point earlier. Like I don't think people realize like ETFs, like Thomas said, are exchange traded funds. And these are just essentially just baskets of stocks that are all just rolled up into one ticker, so that you don't have to worry about finding the right company, the right like it's just it's a lot easier for, especially for not even just for beginner investors, but for people who don't want to like constantly have to check and actively manage and essentially be a hedge fund manager for their own portfolio. Me personally, I used to like to do that when I was like 18, 19, bro, because I just wanted to be like I wanted to be the next, like find the next company, get these 2000% return that you see from all these, crazy creators. But it's like, you realize, bro, like the key to like wealth building, bro, it's not it's not going to be there are some people that do make it like that, but that's a very small percentage of that people. A lot of people fail trying to make these bets and do these options calls on like these companies, and a lot of us only see the very extreme. But for most people, the average person, and even not even just the average person, you ask Warren Buffett about his strategy. Just get you an ETF, get you something that you know you're gonna get you a guaranteed annual return on, and leave it alone. Don't touch it. That has been the biggest change I've made in my investing strategy. And that's just been like, that comes with a lot of discipline, because a lot of people aren't able to like resist that urge to constantly like check their portfolio and to constantly like make an adjustment to their portfolio and what they're investing in. But unfortunately, like, it's not unfortunate, but it's just like something I just it's a tough lesson to accept, like especially for someone who like wants to actively manage everything. All the wealth comes from just leaving stuff alone, bro. It's from getting into these ETFs, these big baskets, the VUs of the world, the QQQMs of the world, the SCHD, the SCHGs, the VXIs, right? The Vanguards, the Schwabs, like these are the baskets and the companies and the ETF, the ETFs that like if you put your money in there, if you look back in a year, it's going to be 10%, 11%, 12% higher than what you put in, right? And we have to accept that, like, it's okay to get 10% returns. It's okay to get a 12% return a year. Like, unfortunately, like the way that the stock market has acted since the AI boom, since ChatGPT came out, since the video went on the run that this did, it's kind of, unfortunately, it's given people this perception that it's normal to see the returns that we're getting. It's not like people think that companies like SanDisk and Micron and Western Digital and Seagate and all these companies that are having this insane boom because of the memory cycle and the price shortage, people think this is normal. Like, people think that like companies like SanDisk are just supposed to like just fall out of the sky, bro. Like, people don't understand how. Like, I don't even remember what like SanDisk, bro. Like SanDisk stock. Once again, call this out in January, by the way, for anybody that was listening. But SanDisk, bro, the past 6 months, it is up 139%. Year to date, it is up 479%. 1 year, it is up 3,331%. Past 5 years, it is up 4,254%. If anybody thinks that this is normal, and we like let's use a company like Apple. Apple, over the past year, is up. Over the past 5 years, Apple, when most people think about like the best tech companies or the best companies, Apple is usually the first one to come up. Apple, for the past 5 years, is up 108%. Apple. This is the company that everyone has a piece of Apple in their house one way or another. Apple is up 108%. SanDisk is up 4,200%. That is not normal. That is very much like the result of an insane boom that no one had a crystal 8 ball to see coming. Now, like, and to our point, nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows when the next. There are some people who are just geniuses and know, like, can predict these type of things. But the safest bet is to get in these ETFs, bro, because you don't have to worry about trying to go through. Because imagine how many companies somebody that was trying to find the next SanDisk had to go through before they found SanDisk, bro. Imagine how much money you would like. It's almost like you just have to accept the safe bet, bro. And so, like, not to get too far off track, but Roundhill, once again, they are a they're SEC registered investment advisor, and they're focused on innovative ETFs, right? So they have a suite of very unique and differentiated exposures across, thematic equity, options, and trading vehicles. So they have a lot of different ETFs, right? And so they have it separated out. They have income ETFs, which are diversified income and yield focused. They have thematic ETFs, which is what Thomas was talking about. So like the DRAMs, the lights, the chats, which we'll get into. They have the weekly pay ETFs, which are single stock exposure plus weekly distribution. They have tax efficient ETFs. They also have leverage ETFs, which are another. It's leverage ETFs are they use derivatives to like essentially get like a 2 or 3 times multiplier on the same underlying asset that you're investing in the ETF. I personally don't get into leverage ETFs that much because of like the time decay and the volatility that comes with them. But once again, right? So companies like Round. Let me see if I can actually share my screen here really quick to give you guys some more context. Wait, can I share my screen or?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay. Oh, my bad. It's in a different tab. My fault. Technical difficulties, folks. Yeah, I know I
Mike,
work at
Mike, we
Microsoft,
need
but
help.
yeah, nah, we need like a guy. We need like a guy that does this, honestly. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, sorry. Pulling it up now.
$0 income position open. No pay. Expect no pay.
It's wicked, bro. All right, here we go. So right now I'm on Roundhill's website, roundhillinvestments.com/ETF. And so this is just a list of all the ETFs, right? And they're filtered. You can filter them by the categories I was telling you about earlier. But like I said, right? So they have all these different. We can go to the thematic ones first to give you guys an example of what it means, what a thematic ETF means. It essentially means that you are getting exposure into a very, very specific and concentrated area. So DRAM is a memory ETF, and DRAM stands for direct random access memory. And anybody that's been following the stock market this year, memory stocks have been on an absolute tear since last year, and have been, it's just been, amplified by several several factors of 10 this year. They have a Magnificent 7 ETF. They have Chat, which is a generative AI and technology ETF. And some of the top holdings, right? You can see the NVIDIAs, the SK Hynix, the Alphabets, the AMDs, the ZAIs, like all the companies that are the backbone of AI development, data center build out, like, right. So it's very like, you can be intuitive here and understand like what some of these concentrations can be. DRAM, once again, obviously top exposure to memory companies. So you have your Microns, your Samsungs, SK Hynix, SanDisk, right, et cetera, et cetera. And so you can go down these listen, they even have they have an Ozempic ETF, right? And it's like, don't like, healthcare has been killing this year, right? They have Novo Nordisk, they have Eli Lilly, Pfizer, Viking, right? They have all these companies who are like very, very, they have a sports betting ETF. They have a Mars, a space and technology ETF, right? So it's like, don't feel like, there are like the classic, the VUs, the SPMOs, like the ones I was talking about earlier, but there are also, for people who still want to, take that safe bet. Not necessarily. Now, granted, all ETFs are not safe. Let me clarify that all ETFs are not safe. Like, let's dispel
There's a
that
lot of
quickly. Like,
slop out there.
Go ahead.
This is not a Round Hill funded video by the or not video,
Nah,
but
it's
portion
not.
by the.
Before people start thinking we sponsored or something, bro.
Yeah, no, this is not. This is just one. Like, a lot of people heard about DRAM going up, and their new ETF. Not, well, I think it is newer. Light, LYTE, with photonics, which directly is related to uh, transfer or was it communications by light? So it transfers data by light, which you can see on the screen. Malcolm is sharing, but it's like, all ETFs are not great. So you want to find one that people believe in, that are backed, because if you can invest in an ETF that has great holdings, if people are not buying it, even if those holdings go up, the ETF itself will not do great. So you have to find stable, supported ones. And Round Hill just happens to be, not the new kid on the block, but they're putting out some pretty fire ETFs. So that's kind of why we're talking about this one in particular. But there are plenty out there, like the QQQs, the VUs, the SPYs. Like, there's plenty of great ETFs. Do your own research. We forgot the disclaimer. Do your own research. We are not financial advisors. We are not professionals. We are learning out loud. I will be completely honest. I could not break down every single thing on this page right now. If we're going to talk about all the differences between thematic, income, weekly play, core, leverage, like, I have an idea, but I could not confidently give someone advice on how to do this, nor am I certified, or either of us certified for this. So we're just learning out loud. Are you good? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying?
Yeah. No. Like let's like. And with the ETFs, like I said, I was also showing this page to also be like, have some transparency, right? So like, yes, these thematic ETFs, they have a lot of very unique exposure. But let's also be clear, right? A lot of these also have not even been around for a year. Like, if you look at the inception date on a lot of these, a lot of them were made 2025, 2023, 25, 24, 25, 24, 23. Like, a lot of these don't really have much like history for us to like compare it to like a SP 500 that's been around for decades, for over 100 years, or like when so it's like, let's also be clear, like, these also, a lot of these don't even have like a full year to date return yet. right? Like DRAM, which has been frying this year, doesn't even have like it was made in April. It was incepted. The inception was April 2026, right? So there are a lot of companies here where it's like they don't even have enough historical data for us to really like make a lot of this is kind of a bet. It's a bit of a gamble, right? But at the end of the day, it's like if you believe in the companies that are in it, then that's kind of like so like Thomas was also talking about earlier, like light, right? Like, so there are a couple like ETFs in here that have really kind of like done really well this year. Chat, they have done they're up 39% this year. The United Health, like some of the weekly pay ETFs like AMD, ARM, United Health, Amazon, Apple, Google, like all the companies have been doing really well this year. They're also up. Now, there are also a lot of companies that are doing really, really bad, right? You have like, you know, the space and technology ETF. I'm sure a lot of people were bullish on that because SpaceX was like the next big thing, but SpaceX is probably the top holding and they're down, right? So it's like we do have to use a bit of like, you do have to have like you have to have enough context and understand like enough about like what's going on like in the market and what like at the end of the day, like a lot of the stock market, it's not about just fundamentals. It's about narrative. Like it's about like what's driving the charts. What are people buying? What are people selling? Like that's kind of like what a lot of the stock market is now. So when you're able to follow those narratives and get ahead of it and make really really kind of like grounded, informed decisions, that is when the payout of ETFs, from a company like Roundhill who has all these very unique and differentiated kind of like exposures and offerings, that's when it really kind of like, pays forward as an investor. So just kind of wanted to put that on everyone's radar that there are more, asset managers out there besides, Vanguard and Charles Schwab and whatnot. Like there are people in companies that have like more unique, more nuanced offerings. You just have to, like I said, just do the research and see what's out there. But like I said, it's just one that a lot of people are super familiar with now, but wanted to make sure that our audience was in the know as well.
Yeah, and also you want to make sure you're thinking long term,
Hmm.
whether it's a stock, ETF. For all my people out there investing, neither of us are day traders. Neither of us do
Absolutely
like
not.
short calls and puts. Like getting rich quick never works for anyone. Whether you're sports betting, whether you're gambling, whether it's investments, getting rich quick does not work. You can hit 5 times. That sixth time, you might lose it all.
Hmm.
So you got to think long term. So don't worry so much about the day to day or the week to week or even the month to month. Honestly, if you believe and you have data to support that belief and you know where things are going, like that's a great time. Like for example, right, Visa was down for a little bit earlier this year,
Hmm.
and Visa, you have to know Visa is going to go back up. It's the largest marketplace transaction, most used transaction in the world platform, and also passports and things. So they kind of have not a monopoly, but they have some areas that they really have locked down. So you see that some things are a sale, some stuff might be down 30-40%. And when it has those pullbacks, if you know it's going to come back, or long term you believe 5 years this is going to continue to be relevant, man, those dips, like the bigger, the longer, the further out you make the chart, those dips that may look crazy for a week or a day or a month,
Those are buying opportunities, man. That's when you load up, right?
yeah,
And
and they
so it's like
disappear, bro. Like,
they do. And so it's like you have to like I think a lot of people just like a lot of it is like the panic. Like you have to really I've talked about this before, but you really like when it comes to investing, bro, especially as long-term investors, you can't get caught up in the day-to-day. There are going to be times where it's bad weeks where everything just looks red, and there are going to be weeks where everything looks green, right? But it's like that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about when you zoom out on this chart, what does my 1 month return look like? What does my 3 month return look like? What's my year-to-date return? My 1 year, my 3 year, my 5 year, right? Those are the views I'm more concerned about, not what's happening today, right? If you're doing day trading or swing trading, yes, that would be more of a concern to you. But for someone that's not planning on withdrawing any of their investments anytime soon, it's like, all right, like, like what's the long term play on this? It's like if you like something at $200, you have to like it at 100. If you really
yeah,
believe in the company, if you really believe in the leadership and the people that are making it, and the direction of the company and the strategy, and like if Wall Street, is backing it or not. Like if you like something at 50, you got to like it at 20, right? So it's like that's kind of like the mindset you have to have. You can't get caught up in like trying to find the perfect price or the perfect entry. Like, bro, if you buy it, bro, like invest. Like it's investing, bro. It's like and at the end of the day, like time in the market always beats market timing. Trying to you're going to end up losing more money trying to find the perfect entry point than just putting your capital into a security or into an asset that's really going to make it run. So like I said, everyone's not meant to be a quant trader. Everyone's not meant to be a hedge fund manager. Just do what's proven. No need to reinvent the wheel, and kind of keep it going from there, man.
And a good analogy for this is if there's somebody you want to talk to, you see somebody you want to talk to, or something you want to do, you got to go for it. You can't just try to wait around, whether it's good or bad. Like let's say you transfer to a school, right? You go to a school to play sports. That school, they just had a bad year. They just lost every game in the season. Are you not going to go there? Let's say it's Alabama, right? You're a top football player. You go to Alabama. It's a gamble. Or you could go to the thing that's at the top, and it might fall off. You can go to the thing that's at the bottom, might blow up. Either way, you got to have that belief. And there's never the right timing. But some people do think that you have the time, and some people, like Malcolm was saying, yeah, that you can't be too crazy about it. You got to try to find balance. So just like if it's someone you want to talk to, you talk to that person, but you don't push it too far. You
Mhm.
don't just keep trying to push the issue. But we have some people who will now do that because as of was it this past week? When exactly? Okay, recently, I don't know the exact date. Nasdaq has opened up 24-hour trading. Correct? I mean, fact check me if I'm wrong.
Yes, yes. This is they haven't opened. Let's they haven't opened it yet, but
Okay, it's
to
not.
be more, it is coming out this year though, right? So it's let me go ahead and pull up the article to kind of give some more details on this. And so for people who may not be um aware, the NASDAQ is the second largest stock exchange in the world by market cap. It's based in New York City. It was founded in 1971 as the world's first fully electronic stock market. So this was the first platform where people were allowed to buy and sell company trade shares through a computer network instead of a physical trading floor. So the NASDAQ stock market is like, there also are a couple like ways that people throw the word Nasdaq out. So the Nasdaq stock market is the actual marketplace where people buy and sell more than 3,000 companies, publicly traded stocks, right? The Nasdaq Composite is a major market index that tracks the overall performance of stocks on the exchange. And then the Nasdaq 100 is an index that follows the 100 of the largest non-financial companies on the exchange. So that's just an important kind of like thing to note. But Nasdaq, they have confirmed, this came out last week. They confirmed 23-hour trading from December with a new overnight session. So this means the NASDAQ, they will begin trading US stocks for nearly 23 hours a day from Sunday, December 6th onwards. It's still subject to SEC approval, which means that if this goes through, NASDAQ's trading day will stretch from Sunday evening to Friday evening with barely a pause. Barely paused. So they already run extended sessions called the pre-market session from 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And then aftermarket sessions to 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right. So the core trading hours for anyone is it's 9:30 to 4 p.m. But now it's become like a market that unfortunately never sleeps. Traditional exchanges, they've kind of been like mounting under pressure to broaden access and increase the available hours so that people, not just in the US, but in different time zones and different countries, are able to invest, right? So you have your European investors, you have people in London that are investing, you have people in Asia that are like, it's all over the world, right? So yeah, it's also, Nasdaq's also not moving alone. The NYSE has also won SEC approval for a 22-hour trade day from 1:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And SIBO, the largest exchange for options contracts in the U.S., has also outlined similar ambitions. So yeah, now we're looking at a system and a framework where the market is open for nearly 23 hours a day in a 5-day trading week, and they ultimately want to exchange 24/7 trading. So
So cooked.
yeah, there are
A lot of people are gonna be doing some things they shouldn't be doing.
yeah.
Staying up all night, anxiety.
Yeah, this is going to be like, I mean, it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time, bro. Because like people like want to trade. It's the same. People have the same like hunger and desire to like trade at all time. Like it's the same kind of like desire, I think, as it is in sports betting, bro. Like people just want to like try to make a quick buck, like and so it's like what this opens. I mean, I think it's good for like accessibility and giving people more like opportunity to like make trades, but it's also going to be like people that already were like losing a ton of money without any restriction. I think this is just makes it really, really easy for people who don't know when to stop, for them to lose a lot of money. So this can be very good and very bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I
What do you
said,
even call though? Like if you have an addiction, is there like a trading? Or you just call the gambling
I mean,
hotline?
I would assume it falls into the gambling addiction hotline kind of bucket, but yeah, man, I'll be watching from a distance. I personally don't plan on being up at 4:30 a.m. trading, watching charts, mapping stuff out, making support and resistance. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, my little ECFs and chill. But yeah,
Yes.
man,
Yes, and shit.
it's scary right now. I can't lie, it's scary. Right
Yeah. People I mean, man, there's people who've had access to the stuff, I believe, or you can trade, other markets. And I mean, You just got to do what makes sense, to be honest. A lot of people just don't really do what makes sense. They're kind of just stuck in the moment. It's like you can't let your eyes get too big. One of the biggest rules about trading and investing, period, is don't be emotional about it. We said this before. You just have to go based off the data, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's 24 hours or 8 hours, whatever the case, you need to just do what you're going to do, keep it pushing. That's why ETF and chill is a great idea for a lot of people who like, if you're not that type of person, this is not your job. If you just want to put some stuff away, ETF and chill, you don't need a financial advisor to do it. This is not saying to not get one. You should if that's what you want to do. But it's just like that's a more safe play if you want to
Mm-hmm.
do your own research and not stress over it. But you don't want to check the stuff every day that raises your anxiety. And if you're doing trades like support resistance, you're doing looking at minute charts or 1 second charts, you're 1 second chart.
You're a little too far in, brother. Like, I mean, next, there's some people out there that make really good money off of this stuff. I'm like, bro, it's just, it's not for me, man. Unfortunately, it's not for me. So, yeah, man,
It's out the mud.
yeah, nah,
I probably
genuinely, it
said it
is
wrong, but
nah, that was a good timing, bro. But like, yeah, nah, it's gonna be scary for sure. So, people that do trade are like super into that. I mean, like I said, the professionals, they know what they're doing. I'm sure they're excited about this. But folks that like don't lose your money trying to stay up all night just because this is like around, bro. Like still just be smart. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I mean, unfortunately, this is gonna be the new norm, bro. People want access to anything. I think like it's like the same thing. Like between this, the poly market and call sheets of the world, with like blockchain, prediction markets, and then sports betting. Like it's like the big three, bro. Day trading, sports betting, prediction markets are literally like Gen Z's. It's gonna keep Gen Z from ever like having any type of financial.
it's like vaping.
Yeah,
It's
oh, yeah,
like
it's insane.
well,
It's
vaping
like,
is still
yeah.
a thing, but it's like that's like the addiction. You know what I
You
mean?
know, no, it really is an addiction, bro. And it's like I'm sure there are studies out there that kind of like have numbers that are that correlate with like how many people in this generation like are severely addicted to sports betting. Like how much money. I think sports betting in itself like has become like its own like part of the economy, bro. Like the amount of money that people spend, bro. Like it's gotten to a point now where people are more excited about like sports seasons starting for betting, not for the actual sports. Like it's like people are like I got boys that bet like have genuine like 10 legs on preseason games. I'm like, bro, y'all boys are fried. Like, and I'm like, bro,
Preseason, 10
tell you,
leg.
bro, that $20 on FanDuel add up, bro. It's like the thing about it, bro. It's tricked a lot of people's brains, bro. Where it's like they okay losing $20 4 days out of the week, but that one day they get one leg and it hits for 100. Like, oh yeah, I'm back. But it's like that logic. Though looking for those big wins after all these minor setbacks, you're going to eventually lose everything. Like you're going to eventually lose everything, bro. So it's just like just get out
Cash
while
is
you
gonna
can.
come too.
Like I said, we had our little stint in college. We was doing our little prize picks, little like sophomore, junior year or whatever, bro. I'm like, bro, I didn't even have no
Facts.
money. Just even after them little $15 added up, bro. So like, bro, I could have been a Chipotle bowl. So yeah, once I started stacking up, bro, I was like, yeah, nah, I got out quite some time ago, man. But yeah,
Yeah, say I'm an
it's,
OG in the game.
nah, yeah, I already saw what it was doing to people. I was like, nah, I gotta get out.
Man, America as a whole need to get out of that stuff. Because I mean, look, our national debt is 40 trillion, so none of us have any money to spend on sports bet. That's
Yeah. By the way, we are adding like the U.S. national debt has topped a record $40 trillion. Our debt burden is rising faster than estimates just a few years ago. It's exacerbated by persistent deficits and soaring interest payment. The national debt continues to rise, adding nearly $7 billion each day. 40 trillion is 1 billion, 40,000 times over. So if the United States were to pay 1 billion of debt each day, it would take nearly 110 years to pay it off. At $1 million per day, it would take nearly 110,000 per year. So a list of comparisons to put into perspective how large national debt has become. There are roughly 343 million people in the United States. That's roughly $117,000 per American. It is double the size of the national debt in 2016. In August 2016, the national debt was just below 20 trillion. In the past decade, it has doubled to 40 trillion. And a lot of this is because of unsustainable borrowing on the scale. It's had huge repercussions throughout the economy and has strained efforts to address affordability and risking a dangerous debt spiral if lawmakers do not act. So the U.S. government owes $40.03 trillion. Wow, we are fried. That's
we're
worth
so
more than the world's 500 richest people combined. That's more than the total value of all gold ever mined. That's more than 7 NVIDIAs, more than 300 international space stations. It's larger. Our debt is larger than the actual U.S. economy. It's larger than the U.S. economy. It's larger than the next five biggest economies combined. It is double the total U.S. household debt, and it is approaching the total value of U.S. retirement savings. The total value of retirement assets in the United States was $47.6 trillion in the first quarter of this year. So we're about to reach a point where our debt has eclipsed any type of retirement savings that anyone has. What are we going to do when Social Security runs out? That's my question. They have no problem taking it out of my paycheck every couple of weeks. I'm like, what happens when that runs out? Like, are we just fried when it's time for us?
I think, yeah, that's why you can't rely on the government to save you when it comes to that. That's why people need to retire or save their own retirement, right? You can't, government dependence, the debt. And look, I have this pulled up right here, some AI website. This is, respect to whoever made this. This is vibe coded for sure. Couldn't tell you what model, but this is, yeah. So in 1790, it was $75 million, right? We actually have people who could pay off the U.S. debt themselves, flick of a finger, if that was it. And then this is the only time we were ever debt free, was 1835. Like, so Andrew Jackson pays off the debt.
Wow.
Almost 200 years ago, right? Honestly, I don't even know. I think he didn't pay it off. I thought he just said, like, there is no more debt. Or how did that happen? Like, didn't he just say, like, we're not paying anybody back?
I don't know. That was low-key aura, though.
Like, I almost want to see is it Andrew Jackson U.S. debt. So it says he paid it off, but okay, he cut spending, sold public land, and abolished the national bank. Goodness gracious.
That sounds pretty extreme.
Yeah, I mean, he took the debt to zero, but then wars and how do we go from 1860, 65 million in debt to 2.7 billion in 1866? Mind you, I don't know if this website is factual, but it just kind of gives you an idea. Like, I'm not going to go through each year of the jumps. Like, do you see the jump from 1930 to 1946?
Yeah, World War II was putting belt.
Bro,
that's the thing.
All of the
trillions now, bro.
If you look at every time the debt jumps, it's war. Like, war is what causes the debt. People act like war is so good. And I mean, it's good for people who profit off of it, right? Obviously, people don't act like war is good, but like a lot of people who say there's benefits, they cause wars because it makes them rich. But our debt is going up, but you can see who is profiting. I mean, it goes from 1980 to 1990, 908 billion.
And Clinton in 2000, that's crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what was going like between, and it's all war, like Cold War, crises, the finance. And you can see from there the debt just starts getting outrageous.
Yeah, it starts getting outrageous. They just started trolling. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Gee,
like 40.1 trillion live.
Yeah, we are fried, brother. I ain't gonna lie, man.
So yeah, that's just the state we're in. You can only imagine what it's gonna be like in the future. That's why I say anyone who has like a FIRE number, that's FIRE is what? Financial independence, retire early.
Yes, sir.
It's a framework. You also check it out to like calculate how much you think you will need saved up and invested by a certain time based on when you want to retire. Man, whatever that number is, you might as well double it, triple it, because 2 million by the time like we're 60, 2 million probably won't be anything unless you go live in another country. Even then, we don't even know if the US dollar is going to stretch. I mean, I think that's what we're all pushing for. We all want a future we can live. Like, I don't think anyone wants the US dollar to fail. Yeah. I don't think anyone wants the country to fail. I think people just want to go about it differently.
That's why you got to invest, folks. The dollar's only going to keep losing value, unfortunately. Like, if you're not investing, if you just have money sitting in a savings account, bro, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's good to have cash on the reserves, but if you are not, like, you are literally, like, inflation is putting leather to you, bro. Like, you have to find an investment, an asset that can fight inflation on your behalf, bro. Like, you will not do that if it just sits in it. If it is in a savings account, at least at the bare minimum, let it be a high yield savings account or something that's getting some type of APY or some type of recurring interest on it, bro. But like, please invest, own something, bro. Like, just please, bro. Like, please do not do yourself. Like, please don't just think that having stuff in a savings account is saving for the future. It's good to have that bread, but what good is having $100,000 saved if it's only $50,000 in a couple of years? If it can only buy worth $50,000 in a couple. Yeah, who's making all these? Are you making these?
No, bro. I just found this website. I promise you. This is the same website. I literally just went.
Oh, so somebody's just going crazy on Claude, bro.
Yeah, this Claude
is actually tracking it.
whoever made this website, you're actually like, this is good use of AI. If assuming all this is accurate, like this is good use of AI. So props to you. I try to scroll down and see like if I can see the creator. Like, sorry, this is a lot of information. Like they have crazy stats on here. What
What's
in the
that?
world? Like, bro.
Yeah,
But
that's
what
what's
I
that,
wanted
man,
to
boy.
show was uh yeah, Doge only saved 214 billion. Yeah, good job. Uh
Aren't they destroyed now?
yeah, yeah, Doge doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
But
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
let's
Please show these. Please show people this.
so like $1 million, right? This is why I say double it, because from 1990 to 2024, well, no, let's go to 2026. Nice, yeah. So $1 million in 1990 was $1 million. Inflation, that's equivalent to 2.5 million. So for all the people who think, oh, I need a million, I'll be good, multiply that by essentially 2.5x, right? So, and let's go back. In 1970, if you had $1 million, it's 8.6 million now.
Yeah, it's
Like
fried, bro. Yeah, I don't know anybody like $1 million is not enough to retire now,
they
unfortunately.
actually have a
Like,
retirement inflation calculator. Let's
yeah, yeah,
okay.
it's
If I have $1 million in savings today and I want to retire in say 40 years, inflation, whatever, 3%, I will need
yeah, you
380
need 3 million,
million.
3.2 to match today's buying power. So that million that you have today, if you want to retire in 40 years, you will need 3.2 million to match what you have today. If you are not investing, you are literally losing. You are literally losing money. Even if you think that you have, you are losing money just letting it sit in a savings account, bro. Please invest, bro.
Please invest. And the US is 40% of the world's global debt, just about. China's a close second with 18.7 trillion in debt. Guys,
That's a whole lot better
that's
though. 119,000 per person versus 13,000 per person. Yeah, we suck. We suck, man.
if this is not a wake up call, I don't know what is. For everyone who wants to check this website out, for all my, I'm sorry for all my audio listeners right here. We're going. The website is usdebtclock.com. Yeah, so it's us-debt-clock.com. Check it out. I don't know who the creator is. Shout out to the creator, but this is what we're looking at here. And there's actually people signed up to the newsletter and different things. I mean, they have APIs, tools. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man. It's a debt. So money. Like, make sure y'all like keeping, y'all aware of the news, man. Please just invest, man. Just obviously, it's good to have savings. Savings aren't enough. You gotta be putting it out. You gotta be putting it onto something. You gotta be attaching to something, man. So yeah, man. They want to move on to another topic. Like, I know we talk about it every now and then, man. But this is actually big, bro. Because like anybody that follows like the gaming industry, you understand how pivotal the GTA 6 release is going to be. And there has been a ton of drama over these last couple of days, man. And it's at a really, really, I think, interesting inflection point, like in the gaming industry, because we're at a point now where a lot of companies, Sony, I think, is kind of like at the ringleader of this, but we're at a point now where where companies are really trying to like emphasize the fact that as a gamer or as just a casual player, you don't really own anything. These digital assets are not yours. They aren't assets. They're just like licenses that you own temporarily. And there's all these different contractual obligations and stipulations that apply where it's like, hey, if you don't turn your PlayStation on for this amount of time, you don't really own this. If you don't have a PlayStation network, like it's like all these things where it's like, you didn't have any of this when you owned the physical disc. When you own the physical disc, when you own the actual physical asset, there was never a problem. There was never a question about it. So now we're at a point now where it's like, okay, they are eliminating every option that we have for any type of like anything that's advantageous to us. Because you have to understand, like, PlayStation's already announced that they plan to stop manufacturing consoles that take disc. What that means is that, now granted, we went over this in a previous episode where majority of the revenue is digital consoles. So from a gross margin, from a if I'm the CFO, I'm like, hey, this makes perfect sense. Now to the gaming community, that hurts because it's like there are a lot of people that still do collect disc and care about the games. But if we're talking about from a margin, from what makes business sense, it makes sense for why they're doing it. However, the caveat is now that they have essentially complete control over everything gaming. They set the price for everything that's on the PlayStation Store. They set the price for what's considered ownership or not. They can make whatever subscription, to play online or not. They can set that at whatever price they want because you can't do anything about it because there is no alternative, right? If Xbox does the same thing, we're all fried. If everything is digital, we're all fried. We have no escape route. There is no one to save us, right? So with GTA, it's particularly interesting because right now there's a leaker, a guy named CyberLeak, who is bro. He has essentially threatened to release the entire GTA 6 game before it comes out until specific demands are met. And so it's this entire, like, if you go up and look, just look up GTA leaks, GTA 6 leaks, or cyber leak anywhere online. That's cyber LEEK. It's kind of insane, bro. Like, there's like I wish I had like a timeline. Let me see if I can pull this up, right? So let's see. Let me see if I can find him. But yeah, it's essentially it's gotten to a point now, bro. Yeah, okay, here we go, right? So about the guy, CyberLeak, he spent $29,000 to set up his websites in crypto coin. He's made $50,000 from transaction fees on his coin. He has like, what we've seen so far, he's released like several like extended clips, videos, images of the game, of the build game. He has access to planes, cars, motorcycles. He's done missions on the game. He has access to a pieced together version of the entire menu map, the NPC interaction menu. He's essentially been playing a build version of the entire game that we have not seen yet. And so what he's doing now, he's set it up where it's like he has to manually cancel the release of the game every single day. So what this means is that he's essentially has implemented a failsafe. If he ever gets arrested or if he ever gets like swatted and he's not there to cancel it, the game is going to release to everyone in the world to download before it actually comes out. So now he kind of has Rockstar by the balls, because you have to understand, Rockstar is also doing this thing now. They've milked out this game for 13 years, bro. And now just everything is behind a paywall now, bro. They're not, understand, when GTA 6 comes out, this isn't even online, bro. This is just the story mode. This is just story mode that's coming out. We don't have online yet. Just to see extended gameplay of GTA 6, you need a Netflix subscription now. It's exclusive. It's premiering exclusively on Netflix. It's gotten to a point where it's like it's become this battle between gamers and the industry, where it's like, okay, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing, and those ideologies are literally clashing to the point now where it's like this actually may significantly release change like everything, bro. Like GTA 6 might be cooked, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like, to some people they be like, bro, y'all are nerds talking about a game, bro. GTA 6 is probably like the most like important game like ever. Like, I'm not even jazzing. Like in terms of like how many people are waiting on this, how long it's been in development for, and what type of bro, this is probably like the most important game release, at least like in history.
Like, your grandparents have heard of Grand Theft Auto.
Bro, like, I'm not even jazzing, bro. Like, GTA 6 is literally the most important game ever, bro. And it's like, it's one dude that has them by the balls right now. And this game's supposed to come out in November. Mind you, they're still saying, it's still reports are saying that it's not finished yet. Like the devs are working until it's finished. Bro, this game, bro, it's November, bro.
The game will never be finished. That's another issue with not having physical releases. The game, like the baseline game experience, will never be done.
Bro, we're still getting DLCs for GTA 5.
Yeah,
they've been squeezing us for money for GTA 5 for a decade. I'm like, bro, like, come on, bro. I haven't even pre-ordered the game yet, bro. Because like, I'm just waiting, bro. I'm waiting. I'm like, there's no point in me pre-ordering just to look at it on my screen for 5 months in advance. Like, I think you can download it like a week early, and that's probably when I'll buy it. But if it does release on time, bro, I just need a day. I just need a day to immerse myself in the dark room. Just might take off, bro. Like, I need a day to immerse myself in that game. Like, I have to get like, I have to take it back to like the COVID days, bro.
I think I saw a military unit was doing, like, I think it was an army unit was like offering, or for people to re-enlist, they said they would give you days of like 4 days off or something just to play GTA 6.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, it's literally that. It's that serious. Like, it's that serious. It's so serious, bro. Like, I'm genuinely gonna like, and I haven't even played my video game, bro. And like, mind you, the only reason I even bought a PS5 when I did was because I thought GTA 6 was coming out. That's the only reason I ever bought it. So it's like, now we're here.
Man, we're in some interesting times. We are in some interesting times, folks. Gaming, it's in a weird place. GTA 6 could either represent, based on what's happening, could either represent a success in the new way that companies are handling it, or the fall of the gaming industry. If GTA 6 fails, the gaming industry as a whole will see ripple effects. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's the only game and all the big, I don't know what they call them, not A24. I don't know what they call these big games, but like, that doesn't mean that there's so many layers to gaming and independent gaming that gaming will never go away or never fail completely. However, if a game this big is cooked, in GTA, like Rockstar needs this. They need to, evangelize another generation of gamers because they did it in 2013. They did it before that. They had the Red Dead, games. They have games that like people just love. And a lot of people only play those games. So it's like if they drop the ball here, I don't even what you say. Maybe I missed it. What does this guy want? This person that's leaking the stuff?
I don't even know what his demands are, bro. It's probably
It's holding the game hostage.
Okay, yeah. He has. They have 3 commandments. They want. They have no. They have. Okay, so they want a public apology from Rockstar with a public statement and an apology for a commitment to change anti-consumer practices, a continued disruption. They threaten to keep leaking assets until these terms are met, though the group has simultaneously solicited massive crypto payments for ad. So they have 3 commandments. They said no digital pre-orders. They argue that digital goods never run out of stock and that publishers should stop taking upfront payments before independent reviews launch. So basically getting all this pre-order money before the game actually comes out and we actually see anything about the game. Because if you think about GTA, they had all this pre-order stuff out before we even saw a lick of the game. Like they're getting millions of dollars. Like their entire development budget, they've probably made back 20 times over just from pre-order sales. And then they have no base game DLC splitting. So they oppose selling add-on content that is already included in the core game files hidden behind a paywall, which I agree. Everything does not need to be a DLC. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I low-key blame Fortnite for this, bro. The creation of the battle pass fried gaming. Everything is some type of pass now. Everything has some type of reward that you have to pay to win, pay to unlock, and then also mandatory offline modes. They're requiring Rockstar to ensure the games always have a playable offline state. So I think those are very valid, things. But it's also crazy because they've gotten legal backlash. So Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, which is actually a publicly traded stock, they obtained federal subpoenas targeting Discord and Microsoft to unmask the source behind the CyberLeak handle. So they're really subpoenaing like Discord chats and like going through this like this is like a real federal case now, bro. So like
Cook, man.
Nasty. All this over GTA, by the way.
Doing this. I don't know whoever's the lead of product management on that side, but I think the people have made it clear what they want. This is a key problem that a lot of people in the industry battle with, appealing to the customer and appealing to the business. It's a tough game because you got the customer, you got the business, and then you got whatever leadership wants, and you're somewhere in the middle trying to figure it all out. And when you're in something like this, customer is always the most important. But
I'm like, bro, you gotta, bro, you have to listen to. I'm like, come on, man, y'all are greedy, bro. Y'all are gonna make more money than any company ever off of this game. And it's like you've had 13 years to hear what we want. You've had 13 years, bro. Y'all still being like greedy. Like I'm like, bro, having a trailer exclusively on Netflix. Come on, like you can't put the trailer to see the gameplay on YouTube. So now it's like you're making people have to go buy a subscription just to see an extended look at your game. What are we doing? Why is everything behind the paywall now?
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not very fair, and corporate greed knows no end. But I mean, I feel like if folks don't take a stand like this, then no change is ever going to happen. So I hope this doesn't like affect the release date of the game or anything with the game itself. But I do hope that Rockstar takes this as a serious warning and like they do like make some adjustments that would make some of the customers and their fan base happier. But I don't expect any company to actually hear folks out. So yeah, man, that's where we at today, man. So a whole lot going on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, before we wrap up, man, I want to touch on a serious topic. I mean, well, yeah, it's all serious, but another serious topic. To a lot of people, you might not understand this. To people who do understand, I mean, I think you get it. Something that there's surprisingly a lot of controversy around, which form your own opinions. But I just want to say a few names that might ring some bells for some people. Tasia Fortune, Kyle Basinga, Juliana Umba Mazita. I'm sorry, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. My apologies, folks. Is there something funny? Is there something funny, Malcolm? You have a problem? Or do we?
I thought you practiced the names before this, bro.
I did. I looked at the name. I'm sorry. I was raised in America. So I have the U.S. education system.
Actually, rest in peace to people. No, this isn't funny. But like, okay,
I'm gonna go through the rest of it on this specific list that I'm reading off of. And my American education system is failing me against some of these people. So my apologies. I should have done better. I can't even blame the American education system. This is ignorance on my fault. So my apologies. But I'm trying to bring awareness to people. Tonia Nicole Miller, Justice Kai James, Gerard Jay Jackson, and the list goes on and on and on. And I'll include Nolan Wells on this list too, even though what
Yeah.
the list I was specifically speaking on was people who were found hung, right? Black people found hung in the United States of America in 2026, or modern day, which hangings never ended. And Nolan Wells, who there's controversy there too. I
This
don't,
mysteriously, yeah, nah, bro.
and it's just like, I think another black person was found hung in Raleigh, North Carolina this past week. Another. It's the second in less than a month. And I don't understand why there's controversy here. I don't understand why people are not doing anything. Even if you're not black, this should be concerning to you. Do you want to live in a place where people are hanging from trees, hanging from buildings? Like, and no, I promise you, this is not suicide. All these people, it's not suicide. There's not a mass hang yourself on a tree suicide movement. Okay, it's not the 2011 planking challenge where people just see how far can they go. These are murders that are taking place and being covered up, and there's so many more names that we just don't know about, and stories that just don't make it out the small town. This is a real problem. So I just wanted to, rest in peace to all these individuals. Prayers to the family. God will handle all of those involved who are actively covering up or actively doing these things. You're just sick. This is sick. You are hanging human beings and putting them on public display, and then it's being called suicide. So just wanted to bring up that topic as well, because this is, as a person that lives on planet Earth, this is a problem.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people are going to act like this isn't a thing, and it's a lot of people that will swear up and down that like racism or like acts of violence towards a specific community just don't exist. Like, and there are people that just think that this stuff just does not exist and it's just not real, and they live in a very, very, very narrow bubble of what actually is real life. And so it is hard to hear, but it is also just as important for like people to know that this still happens. And it's like, everybody play noise.
No,
Oh, okay,
I don't play.
Okay, I thought you were about to click the soundboard. All right, yeah, nah, but like, nah, actually, bro, like, people think that this isn't like that. This just stopped happening when slavery was abolished. This didn't stop. It's never stopped. And it's like anyone that thinks that racism or like these like heinous acts of just deliberate like violence aren't a thing in America anymore, you are very like ignorant and ill-informed. And it's like these things. The problem is that like the people don't think it happens because it doesn't get the same national coverage. It doesn't hit the same national news lines or headlines as a lot of other pressing topics. But I think that this is just important as any of those. And until people like I hope people that do continue to spread the word and push them out to feeds and places where people get their information from more now, so which is probably social media. I'm sure most people get their more of their news now from Instagram and Twitter than they do from actually turning on ABC, CNN, Fox, whatever. So I hope these stories and these names are continued to like be shared and that they aren't forgotten. Because when you forget about these names, that's when people begin to think that like it never happened in the first place. So I hope each of those people on that list and everyone that wasn't named is just they're able to rest in peace, and the families are able to get justice for the people that did do it. But yeah, bro, like anyone that thinks that this isn't like still a thing, you're lost. And I hope those people like that were ended in a way that no human should have to, that their families are able to like just find some type of peace or and give justice they deserve. But yeah, I hope folks just realize like this didn't stop when on Juneteenth. This never stopped. So
It never
yeah,
ended. They've been killing us on camera for forever. And as long as cameras been around, they've been killing us on them. They've been killing us in this country. And people think this stuff is crazy. Like, it's like we've been cannibalized, turned into
sofas.
Sofas, shoes, anything you can think of, bro. It's happened. And anyone who argues against that, I have to be concerned that you are a part of the problem. Because why are you arguing against that? Why are you asking for facts? Like, being black in America, being like, especially being brought here, it's like we were forced to be here. A lot of us, the only place that we know, only culture we know, and you can't even exist here freely. And then people bring up one example of another case. I don't think a black person's ever hung a white person. I'm not saying it hasn't. I haven't heard of any stories about it. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. But it's like the stuff just doesn't. I think black people in America, all things considered, all that we've been through, even Native Americans in America, the indigenous people of this land, all that all of us have been through at the hands of invaders, and then what continues to spread from that is we're way more nice and forgiving than people give us credit for everything that's gone on, for us to still want peace and want to get along, which most of us want, I would say we almost all want, is a big feat. So it's just at some point, man, like you get tired of seeing people get killed, man. There's still people who say Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. My
Yeah,
apologies on
Floyd, yeah.
dragging that. But it was like he sat on his neck on camera for what 14 minutes. Come on, like that. There's people people come up with any excuse, any excuse. So it's just I just wanted to shout those people, not shout them out, but bring awareness to those people, the amazing lives that they had, what they brought to the world. I don't know any of these people, but any life lost is a dimmer light on the world. So if you claim to believe in a higher power, you claim to be a good person, what somebody looks like shouldn't matter. If someone, what's the term? Someone slaps you in the face, you turn the other cheek. Like you shouldn't have hate in your heart. Defend yourself. Have some backbone, but you should not carry hate in your heart. That's just, yeah, man. Just wanted to say that, man. I think it's been a good episode, informative episode, a lot of nuggets in here, and man, all our listeners around the world, donate to your.
Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in today, man. We'll catch y'all on the next episode. Episode 23. See y'all for 24. Appreciate everybody that supports us, listen to us. Just recently crossed 5,000 streams. Like I said, we gonna keep like pushing, trying to hit new milestones, and we hope folks, like I said, is getting something out of this, man. That's the whole point of this. And yeah, anything else y'all want to see, any people y'all want on here, let us know. We'll make it happen. Yeah, until next time, man.
Be good, man. Peace.